The Ministry of Education and Sports has taken steps to improve both public and private schools at all levels across the country, especially in rural areas. But the shortage of competent teachers is proving a major barrier to education reform. Details in our today's special report celebrating the 22nd Annual National Teachers Day on October 7 on Teachers Could Do Better. In an attempt to raise standards, the ministry has created a master plan for 2016-2020 in cooperation with development partners aimed at improving education standards and teacher training at all levels. Encouraging teachers to take up posts in rural areas is also part of the plan, but the ministry has called on everyone working in the sector to join forces and follow its policy on education for the benefit of society. Compared to improvements in infrastructure, their upgrade of teaching skills is a huge challenge, and the standard of education in rural areas remain low. Despite having undergone training, some teachers and staff have left the profession, and some students have dropped out of school after becoming addicted to drugs. However, assessment of administrative staff, teachers, and students show there have been improvements in education in many districts and areas compared to past years. Resources have improved at all levels in both quantity and quality. Education services have expanded, particularly in remote areas, which historically have low enrollment rates. But investment in education is inadequate and there are problems with the appropriate use of funding, according to a recent report compiled from information received from provincial education and sports departments. Many of the provinces face a raft of challenges. The overall quality of education remains low and teachers are not trained to a level where they can properly teach their students and provide them with skills that meet the needs of the job market. There is also misuse of money and insufficient funding for education, the report noted. Progress is hindered by a lack of support for education among children's parents, and the public doesn't offer enough encouragement to teachers, parents, and students. The individual capacities of teachers not only in Vientiane but also in the provinces are limited, and many of them have little sense of responsibility in their work. Improvements should primarily focus on the development of teachers' capacity, morality, and discipline. Incentives should be given to teachers to improve their standard of work, especially by raising the salary of rural teachers. The Prime Minister has said the party and government need to pay special attention to the development of Lao education, which has resulted in more investment in education and systematically developed basic education infrastructure. The purpose of educational reform is to improve the quality of education in line with the increasing numbers of students and teachers. One major goal is to meet set national economic development goals and integrate with a tendency towards global and regional education development. This is the great mission of our teachers and lecturers who need to urgently implement the strategy of reform to improve the quality of education. We need to reform our pre-service and in-service education systems in accordance with the Teacher Education Strategy 2006-2015 and Action Plan 2006-2010 by addressing the emphasis on teacher education reform, corresponding to the new development changes in science and technology, and link our education sector to international and regional education development. We will undertake education reforms comprehensively, especially in teacher training, to ensure a gradual increase in standards and pay more attention to full and regular training in political ideology for teachers and lecturers. Many people say that teachers should be given training courses to improve their knowledge and skills to ensure they are adequately equipped to teach in schools. Furthermore, teachers need to go beyond being good citizens, role models, and community leaders. They need to embrace and put into practice quality teaching methods that have proven effective in the past. To help them reach these goals, we should provide training courses because it helps to develop a commitment to their government and country and allows them to fulfill the tasks that they are demanded of them. It is teachers who are the most important agents in determining the quality of an education system. Under national education reforms introduced over the past years, the number of teachers training institutions have steadily increased around the country. The structure of training institutions has been reorganized and courses covering primary to secondary school levels are on offer at most institutions. 3-year courses with a focus on natural sciences, social sciences, or foreign languages are used to prepare teachers for jobs in secondary schools. On completion of the course, teachers should be able to instruct in 11 core subjects along with other physical education, technology, art, or music. The reform of teacher education is crucial as well as prepared teachers are the key to the success of any educational program. Most practicing teachers have been trained through the current reform period, but are in pursuit of updated methods and strategies. The new curriculum and study opportunities will enhance the quality of teaching in all Lao schools, the ministry reported. In recent years, the number of unqualified or underqualified teachers stood at 8,500, making up 35% of the total primary teaching force. But more than 5,000 teachers have received in-service training or upgraded their qualifications, and as a consequence, the percentage of unqualified teachers has fallen to 15%. Another 4,500 teachers have also received training regarding multi-grade teaching methods to enable them to work in remote and isolated areas. The ministry expects to send thousands of teachers to rural areas next year.